So you're very active. You're very busy. I could tell that this is something you really care about and are passionate about. So tell me the time that you realized that this was a big passion of yours.
Oh gosh, it wasn't a movement before because we never recognized the threat. It's only a movement now. Hello, May. It's only a movement now because we can see the effects of global warming when an ice sheet the size of Delaware breaks off in the Antarctic and opens the floodgates to all the glaciers behind it, and you realize that it will cause a sea rise of 3 to 4 meters. Now that's New York, half of New York underwater. What are they going to do with the financial community? What is the fallout of that? And now nobody thinks about this now because it sounds like a disaster movie, and we have been assiduously taught not to take things seriously. If there's anything that should be taken seriously, our elected officials tell us, and they've already taken care of it. They know all the facts. They always do the right thing. All we have to do is follow them, and they will lead us to the promised land. Absolute crock. It's a crock. So now everybody says, oh, if I let this go, I will lose my school. If I let this go, I'll lose my health care. If I let this go, we'll have endless wars in the Middle East and elsewhere. We're having endless wars because corporations make money on war. That's why we're having wars. It's not protecting the American way of life. That's a crock too. Now everybody is beginning. Now the question is, you know this now. Are you willing to walk the talk? Are you going to do something? Because we're past petitions now and rallies, and even though the women's rally in Washington was incredible, when 1 million people get together, if they had sat down in the middle of Washington, can you imagine 1 million women and men having to be cleared out of the streets of Washington and say this election was false? We have been sold another crock, that this man knows anything about what it is to be president and cares at all about our Constitution and our civil rights and our human rights, because he does not.
So what would you say the next steps are as a nation to protect the environment? What do we need to do next?
We need to inform ourselves. We need to hold our leaders' feet to the fire. They need to do the right thing. They need to serve the people. We have to convince the media that we will not accept their lies and their fair and balanced bullcrap that they put out there as though they don't have a position, because they are the mouthpieces of the status quo and of corporations and of the ruling class. And if they pass themselves off, the New York Times, our supposed paper of record, is really directed at about 30,000 people who are at the very upper tier. If you don't believe that, take a look at the travel section and the arts. So they're really not interested. So what we have to do is say, okay, where am I going to get my news from? Who do I believe? Go to Amy Goodman. Go to Sonali Kahatkar. Go to Truth Dig. Go to the Young Turks. The truth is being screamed out. Only the corporate media is oblivious to this and still feeding us the same crock as before.
Do you feel a responsibility as a public figure to be an advocate for this?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the responsibility of celebrity. That celebrity was conferred on me because people liked the things that I did. It's not something that is meted out by this industry to just decide you're meritorious and they give it to you. No. Suddenly, your peers, other actors, look at your work in terms of the Academy Award and say, that is a very special work. That's probably one of the 5 best films I've seen all year. And suddenly you've got an Academy Award nomination. That changes everything. People in this community have, from the middle-class actors, the unemployed actors, the established, the A-list people, the producers, and these studio system has got to understand that there's something more important than just making money, producing product that dulls people's minds and diminishes their humanity.